Hey guys, it's Tony here with another edition of the Movie Mouth. We're going to be mixing things up a little bit in today's episode because we're going to be talking about Netflix's new documentary travel series called Dark Tourist. I watched the series recently and I am a huge fan, so this is going to be more of a recommendation episode than a review. I don't really think you can review reality shows, specifically travel shows. I mean, some are better than others, obviously, but um, it comes down more to people's preferences. How much do you like the host? How informative the series is? I mean, I know some good ones and I know some bad ones as well. Um, but I like reality shows. Some of them, I like cooking reality shows, like competition shows, like Everyone Loves Chopped and stuff like that. Um, but I get tired of the singing shows like American Idol and all that stuff. But I do like travel shows. Like No Reservations. Anthony Bourdain show was fantastic. But this show came along, and obviously you've heard my reviews of several horror movies on this channel, so you know I appreciate the strange and the macabre. So this show is about a guy named David Ferrier, as you can see here on the left. He's a journalist from New Zealand, and he travels the world in search of macabre and strange places that people like to visit. He says that dark tourism is up in the world. People are going to different places and trying to experience different things than the normal tourist sites. So there's 8 episodes in the season. He goes to Latin America, Japan, United States, the stands, Europe, Southeast Asia, Africa, and then another episode of the United States. And there's memorable episodes and memorable places that he visits in each episode. I could think in Latin America, he goes to La Catedral, which is Pablo Escobar's um, prison that he built for himself, and he meets with one of his enforcers that was released from prison in Japan. He visits Suicide Forest at the footsteps of Mount Fuji. On the first United States episode, he goes on a Jeffrey Dahmer tour on Kazakhstan. Him and another dark tourist swim in a lake that was created by nuclear testing in the former Soviet Union, which is he's nuts for doing, I think, in general. And also, the radiation levels in that lake were like 10 times as much as in the Japan episode. He visited a spot where the Fukushima meltdown happened. In Europe, he went to Cyprus, and part of the island that was invaded and is controlled by the Turkish government, and it's like a blocked off city, and he tried to get into it and almost got arrested. Southeast Asia, uh, he witnessed like a ritual and a festival in the local town in Indonesia where they dig back up their mummified relatives and clean them and have a festival for them and then bury them back. It was unreal. And then Africa, he witnessed a voodoo festival that was pretty crazy. And then when he was back in the United States, he went on this extreme haunted house tour where a guy essentially tortures people. And David didn't last very long, but why people pay to do that? I think it was actually free. The guy accepted donations, but it didn't require any money. So I thought this show was fantastic. I thought he was, open to other people's beliefs and other people's cultures. He was very polite and nice, as he said most New Zealanders are. Um, he was definitely willing to delve into um, the stories behind each place that he visits, and even at sometimes in the show do dangerous and very interesting things. I would love to go to some of the places that he went to in the show. I watch, like I said, watch travel shows a lot, and I would be willing to go off the beaten path when I travel. That's what I like to do. I don't just like to go to the main spots, which I do like to do, but I also like to see things that not everyone gets to see, and whether that be an historical site or a macabre site like Suicide Forest. I would love to go there, but without a local tour guide to help me through it, that would probably be pretty dangerous. Or some of the nuclear um, off-limit sites that he visits in the show are pretty crazy. But if you like um, if you like reality TV, or if you like travel shows in general, I think this is definitely better than average for sure. So I would check it out. It's on Netflix right now. You can stream the whole series. So um, that's it for me today, guys. I know it was a short episode, but it's more of a recommendation than a review. So if you'd like what you hear, stay tuned for more reviews on the Movie Mouth and more podcasts on Nerdy and 30. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and we'll see you next time, guys. See ya.